So, last week I finished Resident Evil 9. Let's talk about it. Just to be clear, this is just going to be me talking about the pros and the cons and my overall feeling about it, so I'm going to try my absolute best to keep spoilers to a minimum. I'm trying to think about my thoughts of the game, and I don't think spoilers really come up, because I don't really have an issue with the story, really, because the story is kind of sick, actually. I mean, like, we're going to start with the positives, and you don't really need to worry about spoilers, because I don't really have anything wrong or anything to really mention about it. All you need to know is it's great. We are going to start off with the pros. Right off the bat, I just have to say this game is my game of the year at the moment. My current game of the year. I haven't played many like new games yet. Like Crimson Desert is one next on my list as far as new games go. But at the moment, Resident Evil 9 is my current game of the year. And it's just that good. It's a perfect blend of horror and action, with Grace Ashcroft being the horror aspect, the first person. You can do third person as well. It's great that they offered that, and it's a completely different experience because I had a person in my chat while I was streaming it. She said that if you were playing as Grace in third person, Grace falls over a lot as you're running, which is so crazy to think about because I played through that Grace's section all first person. That never happened, but it's good to see that they're making changes to the experience of third person and first person. So I heard that people were complaining that Grace was scared all the time, and I have to say that was not an issue for me. To be honest with you, her being scared was more of a reason for us to be scared, right? Because we were seeing this through Grace. So if Grace was scared, we were scared. Mostly. Obviously, like, she's a bit loud with her scaredness, you know? Like, sometimes she was kind of annoying me a little bit because like, she is saying the same thing I'm saying, you know? And the only difference is I'm not in that scenario. You need to be quiet in that scenario. I'm allowed to say what I want. You need to shush because it's right there in front of you. That's basically, it was a funny little thing. It wasn't annoying or anything like that. Playing as Grace, I have to say, was definitely enjoyable. Playing as Leon, I have to say it was a bit strange. Not in a way that like it felt out of place. No, absolutely not. I mean, like I said, they did a perfect blend between action and horror. But there were certain moments in like Leon's part, especially during, I think it was, that's a spoiler, but like there's a certain part of the game where you're playing as Leon and there are so many zombies all over you. It's baffling to me that maybe it's because I'm playing Souls games at the moment, but like it's actually baffling to me that Leon is so far into his like zombie apocalypse career that he hasn't developed how to like combat roll or dodge. It's just all like either running away, turning, and shooting. That's basically all he can do as far as dodging is concerned. They added a parry system this time around, which is fantastic, by the way. I managed to beat every single boss on first try because I had the parry. I was able to block all their attacks, which is great. But man, I really wish he had a dodge or like some sort of like backstep, something like an evade. You know, on Dark Souls you just tap B and it backsteps. Something like that for when the zombies are just like, ugh, you know, because damn man, like that parry system is great, but I didn't think it worked very well against normal zombies. It was great against bosses, fantastic against bosses, but when normal zombies kind of lunging themselves at you, it didn't work very well. I don't think I ever got it to work with regular zombies. It was interesting, but I have to say though, playing as Leon was fun. Roundhouse kicking, so how old is Leon now? And he's still that limber? I'm like pushing 30 and my back hurts just watching him. There's like little nods to the older games as well, so more so Resident Evil 2 and 3 than 4 and like 7 and 8, because you don't hear about Ethan, you don't hear about Rose? Is that right? That was Ethan's kid? Yeah, you don't hear about Rose, you don't hear about Ethan. There's nothing here between 7 and 8. It's its own contained story. They're going for their own story from here on in. There was a little bit of mentions of Nemesis. Don't worry, Nemesis doesn't show up. There's no like big huge thing there. But there was like some references to 2. See, I didn't play Resident Evil 4. That's my next Resident Evil game, because I thought it would be funny to play Resident Evil 9 first and then go back to Resident Evil 4 to see Prime Leon roundhouse kicking some old people that were cursed trying to do it. That is the story, isn't it? Because I do see him like fighting actual people, but they're like brainwashed, right? Like that's the story of that village, right? The references to Resident Evil 2, very appreciated. There was like, I think I saw. Okay, wait, no, that might be a spoiler. See, there is a certain character that shows up that I wasn't aware that shows up. Not that one. I know who you're thinking of. Not that one. That one was already referenced. That one was already spoiled for me. And it's more than likely spoiled for you too, because the internet being the internet. But there's a separate character that I didn't know that was going to show up in this game. You'll know him when you see him. Very unexpected. Shows up for a split second. It's kind of nuts. But I did not expect that to happen. It was more so of a reference than it was like a feature in the game, because I tried to like unlock it at some point, but it just didn't work. I don't know. I tried everything, man, and it just didn't work. So I assume it's just more of a reference, but like it's a strange reference because like there's in the map there are 2 sections where this certain character will just appear, right? I guess the best thing I can explain it is like, you know, in Resident Evil 2, where if you go to a certain place, you can hear Nemesis saying stars. That's probably the best I can explain it, but it's more in your face than just in the distance. You can barely hear Nemesis saying stars, you know. But God, it is such a good game. I'm definitely gonna go back and play it on Insane and try to 100% it, stuff like that, man. It's actually that great, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because we got to talk about the cons. There isn't a lot of cons. I have one major con. I can't get rid of this one because okay. So in the game, right? The game is called Resident Evil Requiem, okay? There's a gun in the game called Requiem, okay? The gun is it's basically this fucking 44 Magnum on steroids. It's amazing. I love it. It's just as good as the Ace of Spades in Destiny. It's so cool. So the best way I can explain this, I'm just gonna go here, right? So at the beginning of the game, you're playing as Grace, and Leon then gives you meet Leon for the first time as Grace. You'd seen it in like gameplay trailers, right? Where they first meet, and Leon gives her Requiem. You know the revolver, the big ass revolver that he gives her. That is Requiem. That's the name of the gun, right? And this gun at the very beginning of the game is the difference between life and death. If you're caught between a rock and a hard place, that gun is putting a hole through the hard place so you can get through. Not the rock, the fucking hard place, okay? The entire building that you're up against is gonna blow a hole through the building. That's how strong Requiem, at least that's the feeling of it, of using Requiem at the start of the game. But then as you're playing as Leon with his arsenal of weapons, because it's Leon, of course, going to have arsenal of weapons. By the end of the game, you have multiple sniper rifles, multiple shotguns, an SMG. You literally have an arsenal in your back pocket, right? Requiem, it's literally reduced to nothing. Resources are limited in every Resident Evil game, right? But resources are extremely limited when it comes to bullets for the Requiem, right? Weirdly enough, right, you were able to make bullets, but as Leon, I don't know if I just missed it, but you can't make bullets for Requiem as Leon. Add-on annoyance, Requiem is Leon's gun. He should just know how to make bullets for it, but oh well. Anyways, my biggest like annoyance with the gun is that its damage output, it's not great when you're playing as Leon. For standard zombies, if there was a lot of standard zombies around me, the sniper rifle was a one-shot kill, easy. You aim for the head, pop, dead, right? Requiem wasn't necessary for that. When I was playing as Grace, it was 100% necessary for that. But when I'm playing as Leon and I have 2 sniper rifles that can one-shot kill a zombie, easy. I don't need Requiem for that. I need Requiem for the tough enemies, the big enemies, where I need a fucking cannon to take out. It wasn't it. It wasn't it. It wasn't it. It just didn't do it. So it disappointed me. And I ended up taking it out of my inventory. That was my biggest con of the entire game, where it's just, this gun is literally named after the video game, and it's reduced to nothing by the end of the game. Now, to be clear, there are upgrades for the gun, But at that point, like, what's the point of spending all this money on, or well, money, all these points on upgrading a gun that you're only going to ever have maybe 2 or 3 bullets in, when you could just upgrade the guns you already have, which is exactly what I did with the sniper rifle. That's why it's a consistent one-shot kill throughout, you know, and it's a lot more reliable. Like, the sniper rifles were way more reliable than Requiem in dealing with bigger enemies, because I was able to use more bullets and also have that damage output with the sniper rifles. So much more useful than Requiem as Leon. And it sucks because there is another section where you play as Grace, and Leon didn't give Requiem to Grace, which was interesting because you had to play that through that entire section with just her little pistol. Yeah. That's actually my I think that's my only con about the game, if I'm being honest with you. The game is pretty rock solid other than that. I'm trying to think of something else that I don't like about the game, and to be honest with you, maybe it's more of a nitpick than anything. Maybe I'm just that good. But every boss fight I did in one try. Like, I did every boss fight with one shot, and it was, well, not one shot, but you know what I mean. Like I did it in my first try every single time. So I don't know if that is a game mechanic, or am I just that good? Hey, look, I'm just telling you how I did with the game. All right, I did every boss in one shot. So I'm more than likely gonna go back and play out an Insane. I don't know if I'll stream it though. It was very bad for streaming. That's neither here nor there. In conclusion, it is my current game of the year, and it's absolutely an amazing game. If you haven't played it yet, I strongly recommend. If you're into the horror action genre, a bit of zombie killing, get in there, man. It's fantastic. It's a great game. You'll enjoy it, trust. I'm gonna give Resident Evil 9, because it's not a perfect game, obviously. No game is perfect. I'm gonna give this game a solid 8.5? Yeah, 8.5. I think that sounds about right, yeah. Because 9 seems too high. 8.5. 8.5 out of 10 sounds about right. Yeah, I like that. 8.5. Resident Evil 9, 8.5, my current game of the year. Did you play Resident Evil 9? Let me know in the comments below. What did you think about it? Did you beat it on insane difficulty yet? What was that like? What did you think of Grace? Did you like her at all? I did. I thought her segments of the game were pretty decent, and her reactions were kind of warranted. I'd be just as afraid as Grace. I probably wouldn't have done what Grace had done. I probably would have died instantly. She's a badass. She's up there with Claire. Claire... Grace. She's very close. She's very close. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I live stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so make sure to actually subscribe so you'll be notified when I go live. As of right now, I think today's Thursday. I am live today, so by the time you're watching this, I may be already live. Maybe see you there. Have a great night, everybody. Bye bye.